Hello everyone, welcome to my channel. It's Kim here, and it is Thrifty Canucks Day. And I gotta show you something right off the hop. Check this out. Off, on. Not bad, eh? Off, on. Now, there's a little bit of glare, but I think I've positioned it okay that it'll work. And it gives me more light. And then when you're not around, I can bring the light down and I can use the magnifier and I have lots of light. So I'm really happy for my $4 purchase that I made last week, and it is in use and looking good. So today, I have, I always have a ton of stuff to show you, and today is a focus kind of on books. I am saving two of the best things for last. One is the thriftygifty draw that I do, and then I have a little haul of information is what I'm going to call it. But for today's video, I do have a lot of books, and I just have a few little items because I only gathered together a little bit because I didn't want to make this video too long. But first of all, I went to the thrift shop and they had a box of magazines that was marked free. So I helped myself to a handful of them because I use these for glue books. You've seen me glue things in my glue books, my scraps and bits and pieces, and then I cut it up for tags, and like making master boards or vision boards or whatever. And then I cut it up for tags and journal cards after. So it's always handy to have some. And I find a lot of the thrift shops in the area will have big boxes of magazines. There was nothing spectacular here. There's a scrapbook celebrations. I don't know it's a lot of advertising. There may be a few things that I could cut out and use for art. But most of the time I just glue right over them because it's good enough to use for that. Oh, look at this. Don't go topless. Oh, that might be interesting on a journal page. So, there could be words in here that I find that are good to use. Good times, of course, that's always a fun phrase to use in a journal. But mostly it's going to be for glue books. But yeah, it was free, and I didn't take them all. I just took a handful because I was getting low. So it's always nice to have them handy. I have one in a file folder with some scrappy bits, and if I'm going somewhere and I know I might have to wait a little bit, then I don't mind taking that and a glue stick with me, and I just glue wherever I am, and no rhyme or reason. It's random, which is what I like about making them, and then it gives me something to do, so I'm not just sitting and waiting. So that's why I picked them up. So this next book, Forever Flowers, it's kind of a book on, well, it's a book on flowers. I think it's mostly on dried flowers. And there are a few things that I could cut out, like these little pictures. There might still be a little bit of glare here from the light, but I'm not 100%. But there's a few flowers here, or little tidbits I can cut out, or pages that I can use. It's a soft cover book, so a lot of this can be cut up for envelopes. But at the very beginning, and I'll just go to the beginning now. Okay, here's one here, a little one. And I think there are probably a few other little ones. Again, I wouldn't mind cutting out these oval frames and stuff to use in collage. And we're getting more of these flowers, but right at the beginning. Okay, here we go. It starts here. They have these large, they look like they're hand colored. I mean, it's printed, but they look like hand colored or watercolor flowers. And I sort of like an ink stamp almost that somebody's colored in, and they're nice large. Like if you see the size of my hand, I don't have large hands, but they're almost as big as the palm of my hand. So they're nice big clustery flowers that you can use on envelopes or to decorate a page, and there's lots of them. And so that is why I picked this book up, just to fussy cut out all these flowers to use in my junk journals. And then the rest of it, of course, I will use to make envelopes. But yeah, they are so pretty, and I thought, oh, what a fun thing to cut these out. So that's why I picked that one. I like this page too, Forever Flowers. That's kind of a lovely phrase again to use in a journal. So I could put a little piece of writing paper on here to cover the rest of it, but it would be a nice fold out page that you could put in a book, or in, as a page in your junk journal. But yeah, so I thought it was kind of cool. And the cover it's a soft cover, but blank on the front and the back. So again, could be used as a base for journal cards and tags. It is a heavier paper. The only thing is, because of this high, heavy gloss like this, I would probably sew my papers onto here, or collage it all and then sew it at the end. But otherwise, this is great paper to use for journal cards. This next book took me by surprise. It's just a tiny little book, probably about maybe about 7 inches. Yeah, 7 inches tall, and about 5 inches, 4.5, almost 5. It's just a tiny little book, and I love the cover of it. And then when I opened it up, I was quite surprised to see all these beautiful colored pages. And, sort of old time, probably 60s and 70s style, like, that's kind of 70s to me, the flared pants, and just beautiful, simple images, very watercolor look again, kind of, it's a 4-ink process or whatever they call it, but still, look at this trees. So there's some possibilities here to use these different images, and then have this beautiful cover. And I love that bird. So yeah, there's some fun images. I was very surprised to see that. You don't expect it on this little tiny book, but it was cool. Now, I don't often buy cookbooks. I mean, I do, but I buy really old ones. But this one, for some reason, I just was attracted to it, and I opened it up just to look inside, because it says wild strawberries and cream. It's all for desserts, but when I opened it, it's all handwritten. If you can see that. Is that light almost annoying? I think it's almost annoying. I think I have to bring it up a little bit more. There we go. That should work. But yeah, it's all handwritten recipes. And just love the pages, very vintage looking pages. So all I would have to do is tear one out, distress it a little bit, and just slip it into a book. The whole recipe is right there, so somebody could actually use the recipe, and just the handwriting looks so nice. So keep your eye out for this one. I'm sure it's available somewhere. I'll just see if there's a copyright information. Yeah, 1980. So yeah, these will be showing up on the shelves. So look for a book that has strawberries, wild strawberries on it. Wild Strawberries and Cream by Joanne Brown. But yeah, lots of material there. And then for 50 cents, I think most of these books were 50 cents to $1. I don't pay much for books, but this one was 50 cents. And it's an address book. It's never been used. It's, it's got some, might have got damp or wet or something, but the pages are so brown, and there's so many of them. They're marked A to Z. And they give you a few extra sheets in each one. So there's lots of material here, and it's all tabbed, and then it's got lines and lots to work with. So just lovely thin paper, lined, ready to go on the backs of journal cards or slip into a book. And in the case where it says like name and address, a simple piece of faux washi tape written or glued right over the top, and you created a nice little decorative page to put in your book. So keep your eye out for these. It's fun to find them, especially now when we do everything on the phone. They're showing up in the thrift shops because people don't use them. So now's the time to start scooping, because eventually they're going to disappear altogether, because we won't have not too many people still write in an address book. Creative hands. I've had these books in my life. I've had them. I've seen enough of them through thrift shops and stuff, and I never really, I guess I was just tired of them, and so I never really looked at them anymore. And this thrift shop, I had a few extra minutes, So I actually opened this up again to just, let's see what's in there. And, you know, I was very pleasantly surprised at, and of course there's some free handwritten papers here. It looks like, I read it through, it's not a very nice letter, but I'm thinking that it was, she was writing notes for maybe she's writing a novel of some kind, or a short story. Because here it says, "Get out of my face. I can't stand you. You make me sick. You hear me? Sick. Don't follow and don't talk to me. And whatever you do, don't ever tell anyone you know me." So and it says up here, switching to the third person, to third person to first person. So she must have been writing notes for a novel that she's making. It sounds like she's got some issues. But I thought it was funny to read, and it was just stuck in the book. So it's been here for a while, I'm sure. But going back to the book, you know, they've got the patterns. The patterns are in those fun colors of the, you know, 70s and 80s, whenever this was. And then there's the stitching images. You know, that's a cute little image to cut out, to fussy cut out. I love these little stitch pieces here that could be fussy cut out for envelopes, and same with these little bordered patterns. I think they're certainly usable in a book. Again, this is a nice piece to make into a belly band or an envelope. Love that little circle up in the corner here. So go back and have a look. If you haven't looked at these books, like, look at the colors on this one. I know somebody who would love this, Jennifer. I've been having lots of fun watching Jennifer Dirtle's Thrifty Thursdays. Her and I are enablers for each other. Whenever she sees something or she finds something, I'm running out to the dollar store to buy it. And then vice versa. I find something at the dollar store and she's running out to buy it. So yeah, we're enablers for each other. Now, take a look at this Afghan or crocheted rug, or crocheted Afghan, sorry, the words were coming. Again, it's beautiful colors that would make a really pretty envelope. And one of the books that journals that I'm working on right now is on Victorian embroidery and stitches and stuff. So some of this might show up in that book. Like, look at this. This is very pretty. So keep your eye out for these. And this lovely lady here on the side. You might find some images that you can use for, like I said, envelopes. Now, I don't know that I would use him, but on the other side, it might be nice. Or I could just turn him into an envelope and turn him inside out. Some great pictures of hats here. So yeah, lots of little bits and pieces that could be used in journals. So keep your eye out for these. Oh, look at this. Isn't that fun? All that could be fussy cut out for a sewing journal, or I might use it in my needlecraft, needlepoint book. Yeah, so this is a fun piece. And I think these are 1970s. 67. 66, 67, and the next edition was 1975. So yeah, check out your Creative Hands books. I know they're in the thrift shops. There's lots of them. This one has, you know, it's got kind of an alligator look to it. I think it might have got wet as well too, but this can still be cut up for cover boards and stuff, or even to use as a protection board underneath if you're cutting something. So that's it on that one. Seasons of the Heart, a celebration of love between mothers and daughters. Modern book, nothing fancy, plain cover. Seasons of the Heart would be a pretty cover for a journal, but I have a tendency to cover them with fabric anyway, so you wouldn't see that information. But lots of nice Victorian style of pictures that can be cut out of here, which is why I buy it. You know, for 25 cents, 50 cents, if you can fussy cut a couple dozen pictures out of here, you've saved a lot of money. Like, look at this picture here. You can leave it with the inscription in there, or you can use it as a place to put a picture. So lots of opportunities with that, and some fun full-size images to use for envelopes or page pullouts. But yeah, if you can cut out a couple dozen pictures out of a book, and still recycle the rest of the book, you know, using the hardcover for a journal and using the pages for making envelopes and stuff. You are way further ahead than buying one of those little fussy cut packages online. Even if they're $2, you're still way ahead of it. Yeah, you have to do the work for it. But, you know, it saves money, saves us from going to the landfill, because there comes a point where these books, if they don't sell, they get gathered up and all thrown into recycling or into the landfill, depending on the resources that the thrift shops have. And sadly, far too many end up in the landfill. So try to rescue these books when you can. This Royal School of Needlework, well, I love this one. My heart was pounding when I found this one. Not as much as the next one, but just the colors, the images, some of the patterns in here. Look at that. Just beautiful. Lots of opportunities here for collage and for junk journals. Stitching. Love this iris. Isn't that beautiful? That in itself is a beautiful page. I may have to save this book to use as the whole book. Look at this. Isn't that gorgeous? I hope you're getting to see these the way. Lots of color in here. There's another iris. Look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Love the fish. That'll go nice in my ocean book, actually. I'll have to remember this. And another lovely image. So yeah, these are all, oh, look at that. Isn't that beautiful? Hope you can see it. Just some collection of fibers. That in itself looks nice. They're calling that tree bark. Beautiful. Puppy. Lots to work with in here. So again, it's a great way to recycle and repurpose these books. Now, if I take the book jacket off, it's just a plain green book. So it's very nice to recover to make into another journal. And then you get all the material that's inside. It's like bonus and bonus. But this next one almost stopped my heart completely. Oh, the problem with this one is I don't know how I'll be able to use it exactly. Ottoman embroidery. Like, I don't know who has time to think up these things and write them or create these books and think that it's going to be a, you know, is it a coffee table book? Is it a book of information? Not. A coffee table book? Perhaps. But for a junk journaler, if you can find this book, oh my gosh, especially if you love the boho style. First of all, okay, let's take a look at the book itself. Pretty plain and boring, right? But can be covered up. Dust jacket is pretty. It could be used. But every single page, except for the very end here. Now, I want to make sure I get this right in frame. Every page has embroidery on it. Oh my word. How am I going to cut this up? Look at these strips. Oh, like I said, my heart was pounding. It almost stopped. For maybe 50 cents a dollar again that I paid for this. It is just page after page after page of beautiful trims. I would give anything in the world to have some of these trims. I mean, embroidered pieces, but just having the pictures of them in itself is just, oh, look at this. I hope you can see the, I hope you're drooling the way I am. Just amazing. The only problem is, like, which side do you use? Do you use this one? This is enough, large enough to be a full-size page. All I have to do is maybe cover the plate number on here, and then it could be folded in half. And yes, I can use. Well, then I get to use the benefit of both here, because I could fold this in half and have these on either side of a signature page. So that's usable, but it will require some thinking. And then again, you know, maybe that is the thought process, is that in order to save both pages, I'll just have to use them as signature pages in a book. Because look at that. I'm just so in love with this. It's going to be, and I'm not afraid to cut it up. I have no problem cutting it up. It's just deciding what it is I want because the colors are all my colors. It's everything that I love. This whole style of vintage embroidery and fabrics and textiles, and that whole touchy-feely look to it. But it just continues on and on, the whole book, except for the introduction at the beginning. You know, there's a little bit of that at the beginning, and then a few stitch methods at the back. Let's see, this is stuck. Look, it wasn't even cut. Isn't that something? So somebody didn't even look at this book. So there's a few needlepoint stitches here, or embroidery stitches here. So this might have to go also into my embroidery book that I'm working on. Just amazing. I couldn't even repurpose this book as it is because they're just too beautiful. I want to use them in many projects because the pictures are gorgeous. I hope I'm not boring you with that, but yeah, if you want to stop my heart, find this book because it's just beautiful. So then I have a few little goodies other than books. So I bought this dress, and again, you can see where my heart is. It's got embroidery on the bottom. It has a very floral, it's a very light cotton, probably a cotton and polyester blend. And then the bodice has, well, the back side is a green material. The front has this mirrored embroidery trim here, which that could be cut up nicely. It's gathered in the front. Each side has 4 long hanging tassels that are made out of these pom-pom trim, this red pom-pom trim. The pom-poms on the end have seen better days. It looks like this has been washed a few times over, but each one inside has a tiny little brass bell. So I'm going to probably cut the brass bells out because there's 8 on here in total. And then I will cut the pom-poms off and discard them. But, well, the cat will probably enjoy playing with them. So there'll be cat toys for the cats. But I will keep the red trim because the red trim is in very nice shape. And then it goes into the same trim in the coral as well as the red. So there's lots of material here in this dress. So there's the 4 pom-poms on either side, which gives me, like I said, 8 brass bells out of there that I can use for a project. And I paid $3.99 for this dress. Bought it at Frenchie's, which is one of our local thrift clothing stores. They have mostly fashion and a little bit of, very little bit of fabrics and you know, like curtains and bed sheets. But I do find stuff there too in that area. But this is just beautiful. At the bottom, this has got green pom-poms at the bottom. There isn't a lining, but there's this beautiful machine embroidered trim that could be cut up in so many different ways. So some of this might end up in my book as well that I'm working on. This is a fun piece as well. Got this at Frenchie's. It is a red skirt. It is a huge A-line skirt gathered at the top. It just spreads out a lot. And so this red fabric has the gold threads embroidered right into it. It has a red lining, and I'm pretty sure it's silk. So I will have to do a test on it to see, but I'm pretty sure it's a silk lining. It feels like it, like a raw silk. So I will do a test on it to see, but that will turn into a lot of torn fabric for, you know, doing ties and shabby ribbons and stuff. So there's lots there. And then this gold material, even on the back side of it, it's even nicer to me. I like the back side more than the front. So there's possible ways to use it both ways. Would make a great journal cover, lots of fun pockets. It's very lightweight, so I would probably put it with something else underneath to give it just a little bit more thickness. But it's a beautiful skirt. So lots of worthwhile material there, and that was $2.99. You can see that, $2.99. So loved this one. And Then I got this roll of ribbon that I don't think much has been used from it. I paid $1. Now it's a little bit stained on the outside edges because it's probably been in somebody's stash for a long, long time. It's paper, and it's you know, it's a nice weight of paper, and this roll has lots on here. So it is, I paid $1 for it, and it said that it came with 20 yards. It's probably got about maybe, I would say probably about 15 yards, because I know the roll would come a little bit more filled than that. So maybe about 15 yards of ribbon on here. Not bad for $1. And this is nice to trim on the side of a page because it's paper. It's not very thick. Nice on pockets, nice to use as a washi tape. So lots of uses. I'm really loving this one. I think I've had something similar in a wider paper at one time, but yeah, it was a nice find to find this. This next one, isn't this a pretty box? Now, I splurged a little bit on this one. I paid $4 for this. It's a puzzle. I know I do puzzles once a year at Christmas time with my aunt, but now that I've moved away from my aunt, I don't see her at Christmas time. So I don't get to do that annual puzzle. You know, I just don't have time to do one at home for myself. And it was more fun to do it with her and do different sections. And when it comes to puzzles, I'm the person who loves to do the sky. And then I'm done. You know, so I always try to find puzzles that have a lot of sky, and then all of the, you know, whether it's buildings or a forest or whatever. And my aunt loves to do all of that because she loves the different, you know, pieces to it. But I like to sit and do the sky. So, and quite often, the sky will end up being done before the picture, which is, you know, a lot of people do it the other way around. They do the picture and then they fill in the sky afterwards, or they don't. But yeah, I love the sky part. But this puzzle I bought not for the puzzle. I bought it for the box, because the box is magnetic. So that just was, fun for me. I love that, but it's covered in birds all over it, like along the sides here. So it must be a very, very pretty puzzle when it's put together. And so inside are all the puzzle pieces, and they're really nice, bright, vibrant colors. So what I'm going to do, oh, here's the picture of it. So I'm going to take a picture of the puzzle itself. And then I'm going to put all of this in a bag and give my aunt the puzzle in a bag with a picture on it. And then I'm going to keep the box. And what am I keeping the box? So out of this, for $4, I get a present for her when I go back to Winnipeg in the spring, and I get a box. And the box is going to be for my fussy cut birds. I thought that is just the perfect size. Like, I've been cutting, so I had taken this folder with me, but I've been fussy cutting a lot of birds lately. To get ready for other projects. So I just thought this would be a perfect place to host all of my fussy cut birds. Doesn't this look lovely? It's a lot of work, isn't it? It sure is a lot of work, but this is the kind of thing and the kind of folder that I take with me, and I cut stuff out. You know, if I'm just going to go somewhere, like if I'm going to the market, when I go to my market booth, I usually bring stock to the booth, and then I'm there to help for the rest of the day, you know, for doing cash or selling or you know, talking to customers and stuff. So I will bring something like this with me and do a huge pile of fussy cutting while I'm waiting, or when I'm done with putting stock in my booth. But now I'm going to have this lovely box to host all of my birds. And I thought that was well worth it for $4 for me. So I'm looking forward to putting that together right after this video. So the next two things, oh no, it's only one thing. Yeah, I guess it's only one thing. This is the last piece I have here. It was $1, and it is 50 sheets of tracing paper, which surprised me. It's 24 pound, 40 GSM. It's a brand new package, it looks like. So I'm just going to have to open it and see. Okay, not coming off so easily here. Okay, that's off. And when I open it up, yes, it's a brand new package. So for $1, it was well worth it. The paper is really nice. Very thin. Very nice weight. And as I've told you before, because whenever I get new paper in now, I automatically fold up at least 10 to a dozen sheets of that paper into signature size paper, and I put it in my signature box, my paper boxes, which I now have 3 of them. And so this way I have a selection of papers that's ready to go. And then the rest of this gets put away. But if I use all 10 sheets in a hurry, then I know I can just go gather the package and fold some more. So with a package of 50, if that's what's in here, 50 in the pack, I have a lot. So I'll be prepared for doing journal signatures quite easily with this paper. So for $1, well worth it. So that's the last of the thrift items. But in this haul for this week, I have an information item. Okay. Okay, I'm going to tell you first the YouTuber. The YouTuber is Mary Ellen. Hi, Mary Ellen. And her YouTube channel is called The Red Parrot, or Red Parrot. I'm not sure if there's a the, but I will link to her channel below. Now, she just did a video for Thrifty Thursday, but now she's calling this Textile Thursday. Hashtag Textile Thursday. She's starting a whole new thing on textiles. And I watched the video, and as I told her, I didn't want it to end. It was so well presented. The information was incredible. She's just a wealth of information. She gave all her reasoning for why she was doing things and how she did it. And then there was that little tidbit that we all love that I call the insanity. And she fits right into that package. Oh my goodness, I could have listened to her for hours. Now, the video that caught my attention the most is she's doing this. It's hashtag Textile Thursday. Oh no, is it Textiles Thursday? I'm not sure, but I will put it in the description below. So it's either Textile or Textiles Thursday. Anyway, she did a whole thing on shindy rugs. Now, if you don't know what a shindy rug is, it's a rag rug. You know, we can pick them up, I guess, in Canada for about $5 or $6 a piece. They come all apart and they turn into it's beautiful sari ribbon. There is some work, and she does explain all that. She explains how you have to clean it all. But if you don't know anything about shindy rugs, and even if you do, because I knew about shindy rugs, I just never bought any because I haven't a lot of fabric. But after watching her video, I can't wait to run to the store to find them. The only problem is we had a storm through the night here, and so we got quite a bit of snow. So I'll have to wait till either the weekend or early next week to go find these shindy rugs. And I will search high and low until I find a handful. And Jennifer, I know you weren't able to find any, and I will look for some for you as well. But if you don't know anything about them, and even if you do, go and visit her channel. I promise you, you will be engaged. You will enjoy all the information. She's just a wealth of information. And, you know, let's show her some love and subscribe to her channel. She's got some great videos. I've watched a few now, and she says she's on a thrifty diet. Or I think that's the word she used, since January. But yeah, she's not. She's just a little bit. But I love this new idea, and I'm going to probably work with her on this one and collaborate with her a little bit on this Textile Thursdays. I don't know if I'll be able to do it on Thursday, but I'm going to try. But yeah, go and visit her channel. The link will be below, and I promise you it will be so worth it. Please tell her I sent you, just so she knows where all this influx is going to come from. I promise it'll be so good. So please do check her out and show her some love and subscribe to her channel if you can. So that's my information haul. I just loved it so much that I can't say enough about it. Marianne, thank you. I really, really hope you get a lot of subscribers and a lot of interest over this. And let's hope you get a lot of people who want to collaborate with you on this new project. So then the last thing to do is, of course, my Thrifty Thursday draw. People, every Thursday or every Thrifty Canucks video or Thrifty Thursday video, however you want to call it, at the end of the video, I draw somebody's name from the week before. Every Thursday. You just got to go to the end of the video. Now, you could cheat and go right to the end if you don't want to watch my video, but then you kind of lose out on all the information I've given you or shown you in between. But every Thursday, I give something away. And you people are not messaging me. I don't get it. You know, I've even seen your posts, your comments on other videos, and I go cough, cough, you know, or I'll say chicken dinner. I don't know if you guys know the term, winner, winner, chicken dinner. So if you see chicken dinner on your as a comment to you, then that means you got to go back and look at wherever it was that you may have won a prize. Because I cannot believe how many of you are not coming forward to claim and give me your address or message me privately so that I can send a package out to you, because I'm sending out those ephemera packages. And they're a fun little package. I mean, you know, it's not huge, but it's a fun little package to get. It's got about 60, 70 pieces in it. So yeah, it's all up to you. I'm not going to run around and contact you, but, you know, some of you are longtime subscribers, and I don't, you know, I want you to get your prize, but you know my rule about outright telling you, because I don't want to do that, because one, I want you to watch the videos, and two, I don't want you to think that I'm a scammer or that you might accept information from a scammer. So I'm not actually saying that in a comment, because again, there's just so much of that going around. But I do give you hints. And the only way you're really going to know is if you go and watch one of the videos. So for those of you that have been watching and haven't been watching right to the end, you've been caught. Or you've missed a video, it's time you went and had a look, because there's a few of you, and I don't know what to tell you, except that, you know, when I see your comments again, if I remember, I do add that little cough cough in there, and you know, it's up to you to figure it out. So for this week's winner, there was about 53 comments. I think it's really about 30 comments, because I had answered some of them. I do try to get caught up, and I did sit down one evening and work on comments. But it is a lot of work. So if I don't answer you right away, it's not that I've forgotten you or that I'm not answering you. I will get to you. It's just I sit down and do, you know, a whole bunch of them at once. So I think there was actually about 30 comments, and it seems to be that we're just going up slightly every week or every couple of weeks. So I'm happy about that. So about 30 unique comments, and this gal is a lot of fun too. She has been very active on the channel, and I love hearing from her. So I'm really happy that she finally is one of my lucky subscribers that gets the Thrifty Gifty. And for this week is Sandra Gale. So Sandra, you know the drill. You have to watch the whole video, and you know, you might get a cough cough, but I think you'll find it. You're pretty good about watching the videos, so I think you'll find it. And she's also informed me she's only 18 hours away from me in Ohio to New Brunswick. So somehow or another, we are going to meet up. Me and this girl are going to meet up. So that's it for this video, but I do want to take a few seconds to talk about my 2,000 subscriber draw. As I mentioned in the draw, I was giving away 3 prizes, and then 3 possible prizes if someone shared the video and the person who shared or was shared from then the other person. You know what I mean. Then 2 people would get a prize. So up to 6 possible. But I also said that, you know, if we made it to 2,100, I would up that to 4 and 4 possibles. And same with 2,200 and so on and so on. You know, I was wishful thinking and hopeful, but guess what? We're now at 2,100. Oh my gosh, we're going to hit 2,200 before next Saturday. I know it. I can just feel it. Like the numbers have been going up. You guys have been sharing the videos or liking the videos. And I think the response has been getting out there. I've got a lot of new people responding. I have a lot of new people watching old videos, which has been fun. And so it's really inspiring for me. So for sure we're giving away 4, but I'm pretty sure we're going to be giving away 5 prizes. And if that's the case, that means I'm at 2,200 with only 300 to go till I do another round. So this is getting pretty awesome. It's going to break my bank, but it's getting pretty awesome. And I'm so excited about it. And I look forward to getting to each of these next levels. You know, even if I'm sending out these presents to you. But thank you so much for your comments, for your inspiration, and for subscribing to my channel and for helping me build my channel. And again, it's about helping each other build our channels and sharing the creative part of it and sharing the information with other people. Let's again go back to Mary Ellen at Red Parrot. Let's go and visit her channel and share, subscribe to her channel as well. I promise again, it'll be so worth it. That's it for today. I wish you all a very creative day and creative week, and I look forward to seeing all of you soon. Bye for now.